2020, everyone. It is the 11th of the 2020. It's been 11 days, and I hope you fulfilled your resolutions and your goals, and I hope you're enjoying this beautiful weather. I think we're reaching up into the 60s today. Today, I am playing the game Roblox with the Master of Ceremonies, your boy Potato TJ here on this beautiful Saturday, and it is so wee early in the morning, and these kids don't even watch cartoons no more. They into Roblox, and the reason why they're into these Roblox games is because of the conflation and the condensation of the activities and challenges and different type of goals that are achieved when playing this game that keeps them involved and interacted. And these challenges are very gamey. They're very they're gamey, they're animated, and this what keeps them going. And these days they have game designers who can design these type of things, these virtual games that keeps kids locked in. And sometimes you see a lot of times our kids will stay away from education, schoolwork, because it's not as gamey. So it's challenging to get them to balance the two. But I need you to understand onto why they might be developing these ADD, ADHD situations because of these games. And it's because, these games are so enhanced. So we have to set the balance. But today I'm with Potato TJ. We are playing Roblox, and I'm here to describe the demographics of this game, the departments of the game. When I learn it, every spectacle I learned that is very, very interesting, though it looks like a robot kind of game. Like, it's like the graphics and alone, it makes you think like, this is a bullshit game. But in reality, with the conflation of so much activities and so much into one game, it's no wonder why the graphics look like this, because there's so much. It's like Sims, it's conflated with so much activities and routines into the game, and goals and coins that could be accumulated. There's something called runes that could be accumulated. There's a shopping cart where you can buy stuff that keeps you interacted in it. They have health bar settings. You could share the game. You could challenge other friends with the games. You can be online with games where you can talk to people while playing 8 to maybe 100 people at the same time, depending on group chat. So there's a lot of enhancements in these games that are over defeating and competing with just education and just, teaching, period. So we have to set a balance here. But today we are playing Roblox, and we have rules. We have rules of this game, and one of the rules of this game is, drum roll please, no reporting your fellow game user, group member, team member, friend at school. No reporting him and getting him banned. You don't want to get your friends banned. You don't want to get your team group member banned, because when we get back online, we getting on you. When we see you outside, we getting on you. You already know. Don't get your friend, group member, team member, or whatever member, your chat member, banned. Don't report what he's saying. Don't report each other. Y'all stick together as a collective. We are effective, and our consequence is even more effective as a collective. Let's work together for the kids out there. Another thing for the parents out there, you cannot pause in live game. When it's online, they cannot pause a game like Minecraft or Fortnite and these mission kind of games in these days, because it is live. When you're live, it's different than just being in a regular game like in our days. So when it's time for them to eat dinner and they say, hold on, give me a minute, let them complete the mission, or they're going to have to just turn off the system because they cannot stop the game on a live. Now, let's explain the demographics of the game. First, you will see on the upper right-hand corner here, you would see that there's something that says power on the upper left right there. You see that? It says power. And the reason why it says power, because it's the power accumulated, the amount that's accumulated when achieving different levels of this board. Right now, he is fighting one of the master ninjas, and he's practically learned Japanese from dying so much. What does he say when you about to challenge him?
Omaiwa Moshindu.
Omaiwa Moshindu, which means what?
Which means, do you want to die? And then
Omaiwa Moshindu means, do you want to die? And
Nani means what?
And Nani means what? So we've learned Japanese from just being, challenging all that time. So first we got the power accumulating on the upper right hand corner. Also, you will see something that says 13 plus. I might have to walk up, excuse the camera work here, but you see something that says 13 plus on the upper right hand corner. And the 13 plus means that how long the account has existed, for 13 years or so. The account has existed, meaning that the level that he's on right now, pretty much, like, it's been on there for 13 years, I assume. Now, you have the health bar right there in green on the upper right hand corner right there. It just disappeared, but it's right there. The health bar in green right there will show you how much the health has increased or decreased when fighting these different bosses. And right now he's going to be approaching a boss, and what you'll notice that he has a weapon in his hand. It's like a smoke screen, whatever. And if he uses this weapon, sometimes it can decrease the power bar that's above his head. Do you see there's a green power bar above his head right there? And it says 1.2 billion. That's actually like the health bar. That's actually like the power. That increases and decreases due to how much he uses the weapon that's in his hand. And in order for him to accumulate it upward, he would have to go to something called a healing wall and a healing throne where he sits on in order to increase that power. But if he uses that power, like say now he's using that power, defeating that ninja, that 1.2 billion starts to decrease. So he has to manage the health bar that's above him, make sure that that's stabilized, and he has to stabilize the bar above his head, which is not hard to stabilize that bar above his head, but it's hard to manage health. So it's a matter of two. So I find that to be very multitasking. I find it to take concentration. I find that to take responsibility and management. And it's all in a challenging method. So when it's challenged, you'll find that the multitasking is effective, concentration is effective, as well as the management is effective. And of course, there's a virtual world and it's animated. So now it's a little bit more interesting for them. So I believe we can make anything interesting these days. So you need power to defeat these different bosses, okay? And the power is increased by the coins that you get or something called the runes that you get. So you can increase your power by going to a healing wall, which is like, I'm going to explain that a little later, but so you need power to fight different bosses. There are also difficult levels when it comes to different bosses. So when you approach these different bosses, approach a different boss right now, there are difficulty levels. But let me explain the healing wall first. Now, this is called a healing wall, right? A healing wall or healing wall, right? Now, the healing wall is where you can get healed faster and your health can become faster. And you can max power even faster by sitting on the wall. And this is very important because you lose power either defeating team members or defeating people in the virtual world or defeating bosses. So you sit on this healing wall in this virtual world that's conflated with different activities. And it's nothing like when we used to play a mission, we go straight to the mission and back, or we on that one level, and it has different things, but on that level 3. On this, all levels are in one. So that's what makes it better because it's like a conflated thing all in one. Now, right now you see that he's approaching a boss, different bosses right now. You see this? These are different bosses. Well, he's back to defeat the ninja. But when you approach those different bosses, written on the bosses are the coins that are needed to defeat the bosses. And it's called a boss fighting simulator. And there are also difficulty levels written on the bosses. Like walk up to a boss right now. Walk up to a boss right now. So anyone. So when he walks up to like pirate boss. No, we want to see the description of the boss, but when he walks up to this pirate boss, he has to defeat him in order to accumulate the coins. And when he accumulates the coins in this boss simulator mode, like walk up to one right now. Don't go in. You see what it says rewards. The rewards 300 million coins. Still, he would need 300 million coins. Right now, he's at 357 coins in his corner. So you'll see that 350. So you'll see it says undead, meaning that he never defeated him. And difficulty level is medium. You'll see that written right there. It says medium, which means that that's the medium, difficulty level. It's at a medium. So.
Also undead mostly means like it's the name of it, because you see, look, put it to the screen. Undead, and then it says ninja, there's pirate, wizard, orc,
these are different bosses.
And then knight, and then this is the first one.
So what does undead mean?
Undead is just the name of it.
Undead is just the name of it.
Yeah,
Excuse me, I've been
It's
corrected.
mostly describing what it is. Like it's a zombie, so it's like undead.
Oh, okay. So it's a zombie, so it's undead. That's what it really means. It doesn't mean that he has defeated him yet. Okay. Well, that's cool. So now there's something called leaderboards.
Oh yeah.
With player names on it, right? We just described that. That's called the leaderboards. And did you also know that every 12 hours you can get a reward of 400,000 coins? So they have his own clock on here. He's at 11:43. So if he was 10:43 right now, see that middle clock? And if that was to run out, he will get an automatic 400,000 just for being on here for 10 hours. Damn, that's a long time. It seemed like 10 minutes. Was that 10 minutes or 10 hours?
When the clock start? Dang, that was a long time.
So that was a long time.
When you first collect a reward, it says 12 hours.
Right. So, yeah, that clock would have to totally run out for him to accumulate 400,000 coins within those 12 hours in gaming time interval. So that's also interesting right there. Excuse me. We went over the leaderboards. Now, there's something called a PvP zone where you can battle people, right? And what is the PvP zone? What is that about?
PvP zone is kind of like a boxing ring, but with weapons. You can also use different weapons, and there's also a boxing glove. In case, you see this guy, he has boxing glove. Well, you could also describe him, see his power, all that, and he's running away because he has a billion power, but we won't worry about that right now. So
okay.
See, he is in the PvP zone right now.
So this is the PvP zone right here. If you step in this PvP zone, he can fight you. But the only thing is that they can recognize how much power you have in this green bar above your head.
So if you see that,
and once they see that green bar right there, they can tell how much power and damage you can do, because that represents how much damage you can do. And the health bar above you represents how much health you have. So that green bar represents that if I have 1 billion something, that means my sword or the weapon that I have can do a damage of that. So a lot of times when you're in that PvP zone, you got to make sure that your green bar level is up. So that's what we learn in there.
PvP zone is where you can fight, but you cannot fight in here. See?
You can't fight in that section, but you can fight.
Whenever I swing at somebody, it will say safe zone.
See, so you can't fight in there because that's the safe zone. So there's a safe zone there too. You also have a sell your power store, right? You see over here, right here, right? I'll break it down the demographics of the game. Very important, right? You can sell your power in this sell power store. Now, the power in that green bar that's above your head that I just explained, you can actually sell that 1.2 billion power, and you can get coins in returns of that. And the coins in returns of that can get you to these bosses, or it can get you maybe even different things from the store, which is that little shopping cart right there that you see. So right now he's at the sell power store, and he can sell the power, or he can just go out there, or he can keep his power, or he can increase the power and then sell it by the portions, right? He can ration out what he sells. But one thing that I left out is that if he sells his power, then it brings him to a decreased level of 200 or 100 power, and he loses all the weapons that he has. But
I don't lose my weapons.
he don't lose the weapons, but he loses. What do you lose?
I lose my power and my health.
He loses power and his health. So what benefit would you get from selling the
coins? See?
Coins.
I just
So
got
it's a
2 pairs,
trade.
and I can buy this stuff.
So now it's a trade where he can actually buy stuff. So we're dealing with a monopolistic virtual game where you do exchange and give, receive, or receive and give, if you notice. So they're also managing that. They're managing a monopolistic kind of level in it. So a weapon is bought, and this is the sword.
Katana.
So now he has to go out there and hustle his butt just to get some more power by killing other virtual bots. And once he kills enough, he can earn more coins, more points, go on a healing wall, help himself heal, go find different type of ways to increase his points, which they go pretty fast. He's already at 11.5 million, 1.125, 130. So they go up fast, but for you to get to the billions is better, and then you sell it again. So it's a constant revolving, evolving, decreasing, increasing kind of thing. Now, we're going to get onto something over here now. Right here is a description called sell, which shows how much he has, how much he's sold, how much he has right now. And when you see 22.9/314, that's how much damage his weapon can do, instead of the accumulation of how much he has. The accumulation represents the damage in the weapon, right? So you have a choice to sell it, or you have a choice to increase it. When you increase it, it actually increases the power in your weapon. And when you sell it, you increase the coins. So you see the monopolistic give, receive, receive, give there. Now, the coins is the yellow. 17.5 million will represent the coins he has, which could get him onto defeating the boss or get him something to purchase from the shop store. The throne that he's on right now, people fight to get on that throne in order to accumulate more points, killing one another, and also heal. You will also see a water mechanism around him, and you would wonder, like, what does this do? What is he, God or something? Well, the water mechanism represents the power that he's accumulated and the power he is as an avatar. So it represents that. The crown on above him also represents the novice level. So he has a crown. It shows the level of ranking, rather, that he has. So he's a king with water around him, which shows the power that he has accumulated. And what else does the water represent?
The water also represents how much times you could get coins or something like that. So since I have the water aura, it times my coins by 2.
So the water aura times his coins by 2. Do you get that? Now the runes right here. The runes represents when you go to the Gali chair, you can get, that's the Gali chair. You can get extra coins. And what else does the runes represent?
The runes also could represent this thing that's around me. So the
water ripple.
Yeah, it's aura mostly, but yeah. So
Aura.
I have the water aura right now, and I'm trying to get the fire aura, which is 5,000, and I only have 3,000.
And that's the fire aura around you. That's the water aura around you.
I have the water aura, and this guy has the fire aura. For example, that's what the fire aura looks like.
So that's the fire aura, and he has the water aura. And he already says what the water represents again, one more time?
The water represents how much it times. Like, it mostly just helps you out. So it's like how much it times what you need. So it like times your coins or anything like that.
Okay, do you get that? Because I can't recite that right now. And you see the runes, this what says 3.0K. What does the runes represent again?
The runes I'll show you. Look at the screen. See? The runes represent how much times you get. So I get 1.5 runes, which means I get 8 runes, and I get 1.5 coins. So if I sold my coins right now, I would probably get like 100 million 20. And also remember how I only had like 100 like a couple seconds ago. Now, as you can see, you see how I only have like 500 million.
Right.
Yeah. So if I go up to the healing well, look how much it increases. I'm sorry if you can't really see it. Now you can see it. You see how much it's increasing? Now I'm already at 1 billion.
Okay, so it's increasing that you're on the healing wall.
Yeah.
So if you got that, that's what the runes represent. Now, the yellow box here represents the stats, right?
Stats. Yeah, so I'm going to
And what is the stats? What is the stats?
The health, power, how much boss you have killed. Yeah, this is how much boss you have killed. This is how much people you have killed, and this is your coins, and this is your aura.
Wow. Excellent. We got the settings there. You see there? And that little thing that looks like a Twitter account. What is that right there?
Those are codes. So
those are codes. Don't press that.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So yeah, those are cheat codes you can put in, or codes you can put in to enhance.
And you could also mute the music or disable notifications. And this is when you can like buy stuff for like money or anything like that.
So you can also buy stuff for money. So there's a lot of things going on in this game. And we also have learned in Japanese, omaiwa or shindayu means
do you want to die?
Do you want to die? And nani means what in Japanese? Or maybe Chinese. You don't want to offend them. But yeah, man, there's a lot that we've covered today. Yeah. So now that we covered a lot right now, so let's go over it. So 1, you don't report your friends. 2, you cannot pause online game, parents. Guess what I'm saying? 3, the power on the top represents the power accumulation amount that you've accumulated. So you have power that's accumulated, right? The 13 on the upper right-hand corner represents how long the game or the level has been in existence. You have the health bar. That health decreases and increases due to the swinging or the using of the weapons and the fighting of whether the players or the bosses. Your health can decrease. 4, you need power to fight different bosses, so you have to increase your power by accumulating your power. How do you accumulate your power? Is defeating different members or players that's in the virtual.
Oh yeah, and I also want to say something. You see how I got like a bigger weapon?
Right.
A stronger weapon? Since I got a stronger weapon, it swings faster. Look how fast I swing. And then look how fast he swings.
Wow. So you see the speed and the swing. When he sold his own power, he actually inherited a different weapon by selling his power, which he has to go out and hustle his butt for more power. So you'll see that. So, it's monopolistic there. And the difficulty levels in bosses is written on the bosses when you approach the bosses, and the different bosses that you can fight. And you can choose from it due to how much coins that you have. And it shows how much coins are needed. That's called the boss fighting simulator. Every 12 hours, you can get a reward of 400,000 coins, which is good. That helps you purchase more stuff. But you have to be on there for 12 hours in gaming real time. In gaming time. There is a healing wall, a wall where you can get healed faster and your health can increase faster, as well as your power can max to faster levels. There are different leaderboards with the player names written on it. I just explained that. There's a PvP zone, right, as well as other zones, like you can play basketball. You can have, there's a PvP zone where you see in the middle that big red thing under there, right there in the middle. That's the PvP zone. That's when you want to fight other players, where you can battle your team members, or you can battle, people from all over the world. You have a sell your power store where you can sell your power after stealing another player's flag. Because there's flags in there where you can go under a flag and another player's face will be on that flag. You can claim that flag by defeating them with your powerful weapon that you just sold your power to get, which is much faster. And then that power above your head that shows 1 billion, 2 billion, that really represents the power that you have in your weapon or the speed that you have. That helps ward off other players from even messing with you, right? And then there are runes where you go to the galley chair and you can earn extra runes, but you have to defeat somebody to sit on that throne, which he has showed early in the game. And that helps you earn extra runes. And of course the runes. What does the rune help you get again?
The runes help you get more coins and more aura.
So the runes help you get more coins and more aura, which is the water mechanism that's around him. You increase in that. And then the stats on the right hand corner showing the yellow box and the red box. And those show, where your stats is at, or where your rankings is at, and where your levels is at. So we got a lot of things going on. So let me just take you out.
So this is Potato TJ. If you want to add me, if you're on Xbox, all that, yada yada yada. And so if you want to add me on Epic, on Fortnite, if you're on PS4 and you can't talk to me like that, so just add me on Epic. I'll put the link in the description. I'll just put my username and subscribe for more. Peace.
All right. Peace, guys.